Wow. Okay. Sony sold over 91 million units worldwide, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you saw my live stream last night, we basically streamed the entire CES event. It was cool. Hope you guys enjoyed that. So if you missed it, it's on the channel. You can go check it out, see my live reaction. CES 2019 is pretty much the last CES that we'll have that will include a PlayStation 4 product. After this event, that's pretty much it. You'll never see another PS4. Well, you probably will see a PS4. They'll probably talk about, you know, sales again, but you won't see them like really put an emphasis on PS4 anymore at CES after this event. They're going to mostly focus on PS5. Obviously, that's going to be the new hardware. That's going to be the new thing they're going to be advertising and to get out there to the market. Now, my review of CES 2019, I mean, it was what it was. It's not really a show that's designed for games, which is why I told people who were expecting a PS5 reveal. I told you guys, it's not really going to be a PS5 reveal. It's going to be more of like a hardware type thing. This is going to show off a few things like their TVs and cameras. Ironically, though, a lot of us kind of left a little like, because there wasn't really much shown in terms of the TVs and, you know, cameras at the actual event. That was pretty much it. That was a lot of people's gripes with the show. Other than that, I mean, it was like, it was whatever, you know. It was CES. You know, what do you expect? Now, at the event, you know, pretty much saying that they sold over 91 million units, you got people upset. Now, I have been reading some ridiculous comments. I'm not going to show them in this video. I'm not going to give any of these dudes any clout. Just like I don't give any moron clout who says I'm either paid by Sony, whoever believes that I'm paid by Sony, or believes I'm a shield for Sony. I don't give morons like that clout because they're dumbasses, okay? The problem with the situation, okay, and from what I'm seeing on Twitter, first of all, you got people who are upset about this. People are really upset that Sony sold over 91 million units worldwide. My thing is this. Why are you shocked by this? Why are you so shocked by this? Has there been any competition for Sony this entire generation? Oh, but we don't want to talk about that though, right? Every time someone like me brings up competition, I'm the bad guy. I'm the anti-Xbox channel, right? When I bring up competition and how important it is. When I bring up competition and how it can improve everybody, I'm the bad guy. Everybody who talks about competition, everybody who demands competition and demands the best from all three is a toxic disgrace to this community, right? Okay, so I guess I would be a hero if I go on Twitter and basically live on Twitter 24/7 and say ridiculous claims about Xbox 24/7, right? Is that healthy for the community? No, it's not. Sitting here on Twitter, especially if you're in your 40s and 50s, upset and damage controlling that another company sold over 90 million units is not only sickening, it's a disgrace. It's a joke. It's stupid. It's retarded. Why? Why should any person sit here and act like that? Why? That's not what gaming's about. It's not. But some of you dudes take this console war so seriously. You guys run with it. You know what I'm saying? You just run with this ridiculous console war. I read some comments, guys. I read some comments. Again, I'm not going to show these comments because they're not worth my time, but I took note of some of these comments. They're like, oh, Ryan's this, that, and the third, even though Ryan has not entertained this ridiculous console war. I told you people, I left this ridiculous console war. I don't care about the console war. I don't. I moved on to actual content. Notice how I'm like the only one talking about games here. And people was like, one dude had the nerve to hit me up when I announced this on my channel, here on this channel, when I was live, right? And some of you saw this too in my comment section. He's like, well, basically, you're killing your channel if you do that, Ryan. I mean, I'm not a fan of this. This isn't a funny video. I mean, because, you know, you need to talk about the console war. And I'm sitting there like, why the hell should I talk about something that doesn't exist, for one? And number two, why should I have to talk about that when there is nothing to really talk about? There's nothing there. You guys are so fixated on a war that, one, doesn't exist, and two, there is no real argument or anything to attack. It's mostly just he said, she said in this console war. Oh, well, he said that PlayStation sucks. Okay, well, let's get an army. Let's go ahead and attack him. Oh, this guy said that Microsoft sucks. Okay, well, let's get an army and attack him. That's basically what the console war is. It's a bunch of people who can't either take an opinion, who can't take a fact, whatever, right? They can't take nothing. That's what this console war has resulted to. The console war used to be fun, especially last generation. At least the last generation, they were talking about stuff that mattered. Games. Did PlayStation have quality games at the start of the PS3 generation? No. It had 1 out of like 20 that are quality. 1. The launch titles for the PlayStation 3 were absolute garbage. Mobile Suit Gundam Crossfire. Do I need to say more about that? Do I? No, I don't think I do. Lair. Do I need to say anything about Lair with the terrible controls? No, I don't. And you know what's funny? I can say this to a PlayStation dude. You know what the PlayStation dude was saying to me? Facts. They'll nod their head. Yup, that's true. If I was to say this to an Xbox, if I would switch the gears around and put an Xbox dude in front of me, they'll get defensive. Why? Listen, this is why I said it doesn't matter how many studios you buy, man. You got to push Microsoft to push the quality. You have to do that, not me. I'm done doing it. I'm done doing your job for you, especially when people get ridiculed over this. It's time for you to do that. When Microsoft has a new studio, which they just bought a few, it's up to you to guide them to make a prosperous future for you so that you get quality games. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. It's simple. It's to the T right there. That's how you make something successful. Look at the PlayStation 4 coming off of the PS3. What drove the PS4 to success, people? The feedback that Sony got from the PlayStation 3. Everybody told Sony's right up to the back, we're not paying $600 for this garbage. We're not supporting these ridiculous multiplats that look inferior to the 360. We're not sitting here pushing this power narrative while you sit here and struggle to release games. Every single year, Sony dudes spoke up. They gave Sony the business. What did Sony do in the PS3 generation? They dropped banger after banger after banger after banger after banger. And they redeemed themselves with the PS4. Yeah, they couldn't redeem themselves completely with the PS3. They delivered the games, but there were limits to the PS3, especially with the cell architecture. There was limits to what functionality the PS3 could provide a consumer. The PS3 was built heavily on power and not necessarily on accessibility and multitasking. That's where the 360 shined at. 360 wasn't designed to be a powerhouse. It was more to be designed to be a device for that was used for more than what they wanted. You know what I'm saying? For future projects. And that's what they did with the 360. And they built upon that with the 360. And the 360 was prosperous over that. But you notice, even with everything the 360 had working under its, under its umbrella and everything they had, that was giving them the lead, Sony low-key took every single one of those leads away. It took them a while, but it took every single thing they did. They did everything to take away every single one of those things away. And they still beat Microsoft last year. And then people want to say it's media bias. It's not media bias. It's the power in exclusives. It's the power in the games. Sony has the power in those games. Sony has always had the power in their first-party games. Just like Nintendo has the power in their first-party games. Say what you want about Mario. You can say Mario is just oversaturated. But one thing about Mario, he sells. You can put Mario on an Uncharted game, and Mario will sell. If Nintendo ever partnered with Sony, right, and they came out with like a PlayStation All-Stars Ultimate Battle Royale, right, the fact that you have Nathan Drake and Mario on the cover alone would sell tremendously. That is the power in first-party games. That's the power. And then people want to say it's anti-consumer. People want to say you're toxic for believing this, even though this is the mentality that we've had since the dawn of gaming. Every platform has had their own exclusives. Every platform has had their own games that differentiate themselves from the competition, right? Every single game has had this. Every single platform has had exclusives. It's not something that just was made up. This is just people who are trying too hard to either A, grow channels, or B, they're trying too hard to get their names out there. They're trying too hard to be people who say the opposite so they get a reaction. These are the same people that as soon as something bad happens, they be the main one saying what, people? Well, I don't know how this happened. How did this happen? This is ridiculous. See what I'm saying? People can say what they want about Ryan the Professional, but one thing they cannot deny about Ryan the Professional, I might not be the hero that you guys want, but I'm most certainly the hero that you guys deserve. I've been there from you guys. Now, I retired the cape because there's nothing else for me to say. New hardware is about to drop, for one. New hardware. And when that new hardware drops, you already know what I'm going to be doing. I'm doing everything else. But it just goes to show that Sony was not the platform to mess with this gen. Goes to show that Sony took notes, and they actually did prove back in February 2013 that not only did they care about the feedback from their gamers, they actually cared to step it up. They proved back in February 20th that they took every single thing that was wrong with the PlayStation 3 and built upon it and fixed it. They learned a valuable lesson with the PlayStation 3. What did Microsoft learn with the 360? Nothing. Nothing. Even with them losing and they had a year head start, Microsoft still didn't get it. They still didn't get it. All the games that we were looking forward to have sequels for the Xbox One are non-existent, ladies and gentlemen. Non-existent. Not a single game from the 360 that we were looking forward to has a legit installment or sequel. There's no Left 4 Dead. There's no Left 4 Dead sequel. There's no Alan Wake. There's nothing. No deals was made behind the scenes. Nothing was built upon. And I know somebody might say, well, Ryan, they don't own those games. This is why I said they should be working on deals. Getting these games out here for you, building the future, building studios, building deals so that everybody can benefit. So we wouldn't have this ridiculous console war. We wouldn't have 50-year-old grown men with no teeth crying on Twitter about Sony selling over 90 million. We wouldn't be sitting here seeing grown-ass men in their late 90s crying over some console war. No, we will be playing games and everybody will be happy and this whole console generation will be prosperous. And me, hell, I probably wouldn't even rise up. I wouldn't even have to risen up for YouTube. I would be like Thanos. I'd be sitting there looking at the sunset, right, at a thankful gaming universe. And I would bow my head. This, ladies and gentlemen, is it, man. I told you people, man. I told you. There's nothing else that needs to be said. Nothing else needs to be said. It's the truth. Take it as you will. It ain't console war. I'm not pushing no console war. I have not pushed the damn console war. I just been honest. But with this information, oh yeah, best believe I had to make this video. Especially after what I'm seeing on Twitter. I had to make this video. My timeline is filled with just crying. And it's sad. Alright? So, that's the video. If you guys enjoyed, hit that like button. If you didn't, hit the dislike. If you are new, hit that subscribe button as we take this channel to where it needs to go, gaming. All right? I'll see you guys later. Y'all be blessed. Y'all be easy. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm out. Allow me to hang up the cow for this last video. Y'all be blessed. I'm out here, guys. Deuces.